what's happening? What up? What it do? That's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, Doe? What up? What up, Doe? What's going on, y'all? Big M. What up, Doe? Big M.
What up? I ain't know I was on yet.
Big chillin'. Big chillin'. You know. Let me read this real quick. We got the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, y'all. You heard me say it. You can't say I didn't. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Yeah, you know the rest. Let's see. We got Shell Baby 92. Salute, salute. Happy New Year to you. She says, Happy New Year, JJ. Happy New Year to the mods. The chat, Big M. Motherfucking cheers. Stop it. Oh, yeah. I've been real smooth and cool, motherfucker. You. Big M says, What up, Doe? What up, Doe? What's going on, Big M? Well, real quick, let me shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to my replay gang. You know, leave your girl a comment. Shout out to my bush watchers. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Take whatever figure you could. Real smooth, like real cool, like a tizzy tap on that thumbs up button for your girl. You know, uh, subscribe. It's free 99. Share the live. Share the live. Uh, and I must say, you would look better over here in green. You know, become a member, join the family. You know, just my opinion though. To become a member, it's in my bio in my channel. I can drop the link too. But yeah, y'all. So earlier, we were talking about that Netflix what if that evil show, them two ladies and the life coach and all that, and I had a chance to dibble dabble in the little documentary, and I must say, by golly, what is going on? This woman was a whole life coach, y'all. A whole fucking life coach. Lottie Marty. Uh, it's me. I'm back. Jay, Big M Miles. Happy Sunday slash Monday. Yeah, it's Monday where you're at in the UK. Happy Sunday slash Monday. Hell yeah, Lottie Marty. Thanks for pulling up on you, girl. But did anyone else get a chance to watch that documentary? And it's crazy because I don't remember ever seeing any fucking news clippings on this shit. I don't know in 2023, but you know, my memory has gotten the best of me sometimes. The older I get, so I just don't remember. But this shit is crazy. I just still can't believe this woman was a whole life coach, y'all. I People were spending more money on this woman to be a counselor than their mortgage. What? And they were torturing shorties and shit, y'all. Did anyone else get a chance to watch it?
I watched it. You hear me? It was crazy.
Yeah, I heard you. And yeah, it was crazy. Like to know that she was married and oh man, this shit was crazy. It was a crazy
She
documentary,
having
man.
people leaving their families and stuff.
Man, and then you see, they were again these people were paying this woman more than their mortgage, y'all.
Yes.
She had a $5 million mansion. She was a YouTuber podcaster, y'all. Uh it's I'm about to show y'all Shell Baby. Uh damn, what's the name of that real quick? Let me look. There it is. It's called The Evil Influencer. And it happened in 2023, y'all. but they just got sentenced, and this just came out on Netflix, and they are already looking at being able to get out as soon as 2026, y'all. This year. I'm about to run y'all a clip real quick. Here we go. I'm about to roll this clip.
Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my attorney.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not gonna step out of the
Step out of the
house.
house. Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just gonna see
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come in my house?
Right there.
Look, they go on into my house.
So have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there. I'll explain everything after. Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant, sir?
Control 12x11. Can you hold the air? We're searching the house.
I can tell you what's in the house.
Okay. Just have a seat right there for me.
Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after this.
You can't just come into my house without a search warrant.
We'll explain everything after this, ma'am. Okay. Well, that's one of the reasons why we're here. So we'll explain after everything's done, after we clear the house and make sure everything's fine in
But
there.
why?
Right now, I can put a finger in each of these, okay? And I'm just going to double up those so they don't tighten up on you on the way out there. Where's your car?
It's out there.
Yeah. you
Bought
can
by the
take it.
command.
You don't have anything on you that I should know about, correct? Any weapons, anything that we're going to find. Before we put you in a police vehicle, we need to search your person to make sure you don't have anything on you. Is there anything you have on you? Okay, I'm going to search you before we put you in his car. That's just protocol, so I'm just going to have you step right over here and then just widen your leg.
Lottie, you say they need a search warrant if you got a hurt. Yeah. You know, this little boy had enough courage to run to the neighbors, and he had the stuff wrapped around. He had duct tape wrapped around his ankles and wrists, and they were putting like the hot stuff in honey and just straight, just diabolical, yo. And
They did that little boy wrong.
man, and this one of them literally was a life coach, y'all. I'm talking about had thousands and thousands of followers and influenced thousands of people. And it's like, how can someone, you know, be so good at this and then at home have these two be torturing these kids? It's crazy work, y'all. You never know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Widen your stance. Yep, perfect. Are you wearing a bra? Okay, I'm just going to go like this through and make sure you don't have anything. You said you're not wearing a bra? Okay. Is that just like a tank top under here? Okay. I'm just going to lift up your hair. Okay. Alright, you're just going to walk with Officer Hines.
No, go out there.
And then, hey, Hines.
You want me this way or that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you want to go down the downstairs
Yeah.
into the interview room downstairs.
Sounds good.
You going down or I'm going down? You're going down.
I'll go get the store for you.
I appreciate it. I was gonna ask you to come turn my car off, but I'm leaving now, so we're good. It's still on. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll come help you.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Well,
I would take this opportunity.
oh, we want to ask.
I got you.
Just so we can tell them who we're taking down there. Ruby? Yeah.
Big M. Lottie Motti says got something to say. She says, yeah, Big M, and I say hi to you in a platform, and you never say hi, so I think about be your friend.
Lottie Motti, really? No. I
Big
said,
M be
I'm
doing.
sorry.
She be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she be
I'm
ignoring
doing
me
my
too.
grandbaby hair. I be doing everything. I be listening, but I don't be at the computer. I love you too.
It's all love. It's all love. We love you over here, Lottie Motti. Thanks for pulling up on us. We love you. All the way from the UK.
I know I'm trying to come there in June.
Go this way. Sorry. Yeah, Captain.
You're not going with Jessica? You take her?
She told me transfer her down, then she'll meet me
Okay,
there.
yeah. Take me in your car, then
Yeah. Appreciate it. Ruby, what's your last name? Just so I could tell them I'm transferring. Okay. Control traffic 13. I'll be transferring Ruby to number 12. I'll give you my beginning here in a minute.
Bobby pins, pin them up.
All you do is I do my hair.
Huh?
I do it for just the hair.
You what?
I do it just the hair.
Okay, pin them up.
I do my hair straight.
I'll come back and grab it after they get back here. You guys got it? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, brown hammer. I thought it was pink.
Lottie, what you coming here to Detroit for? Girl, I go anywhere, or boy, I go anywhere but motherfucker here in Detroit. Why you want to come to Detroit? She said, I only go where content, not fairy tales. You know, yeah, my tale days are over, y'all. Been over.
Alright. Thanks, sir. Bye. Okay, come on out, please. We'll go that way towards that door. What's that? Downstairs in the interview room. So I could have gone that way, but appreciate you opening the door.
Bring one in there. No, y'all got some
We'll
in
take
there.
the stairs right here.
Are you lying?
Alright. And we'll go left down this hall. This next door on the right here. Right here. And we'll go ahead and I can remove those trucks right here. Go up to down and remove them. This way, yeah. Okay. Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
light on.
Okay, she'll be here shortly, okay?
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station.
For the first time, we're hearing from Ruby Frankie's son himself, the emaciated 12-year-old boy who broke free from duct tape shackles and ran for help. His escape exposed the shocking abuse at the hands of his mother, Ruby Frankie.
I'll wait till I have a lawyer.
And her friend, disgraced psychiatrist Jody Hildebrandt.
If you
Hold on 1 second. Lottie says, you think I'm crazy, May? I can't even fly. I torment Big M. That's funny. Marty, you will be okay. I love to fly. Have a drink before you get on the plane. That part. Have a good drink or 2.
YouTube mom, Ruby Frankie. Court documents now allege her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, used rope to tie up Frankie's children before pouring honey or pepper on their open wounds. Jody Hildebrandt is the founder of a therapy group called Connections. When Ruby Frankie stopped updating her YouTube channel, 8 Passengers, she started collaborating with Hildebrandt, appearing in videos on the website and social media.
Anytime you think, I want, fill in the blank, I don't care what it is, that is not love. Love is a gift that you offer because you have generated it inside yourself. And how do you generate love? Well, the only way to generate love is you use your agency to choose principles of truth.
Hildebrandt and Frankie use the platforms to talk about everything from childcare and parenting to mental health and marriage. But concerning tactics used by both women are now starting to come to light.
Online who hate me, who would like to cancel me, who would like to see me either burn in hell, as I have told, or disappear off the face of the earth. And I'm not going anywhere.
On August 30th, Frankie's 12-year-old son escaped from Jody Hildebrandt's home in Ivins, Utah. The boy had obvious wounds and had apparently been tied up with duct tape. He ran to a neighbor for help, asking for food and water and for the neighbor to call police.
We know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
First responders found his younger sister inside Hildebrandt's home with similar injuries. In all, 4 Frankie children were taken into custody by the Division of Child and Family Services. Nearly 1 month after that news rocked the nation, we now know what multiple search warrants served on that property reveal. According to a warrant signed on August 30th, the victims told police that Jody Hildebrandt used rope to tie them to the ground, and when they had wounds from that rope, she used cayenne pepper and honey to treat them. Documents also reveal that a 3rd Frankie child was inside the home and was reluctant to talk to police. Officers seized several items from the home, like
Again, in this whole story, I just can't believe this woman was a life coach, y'all. People were paying this woman more than their mortgage.
tape, saran wrap, bandages, a brown and white rope, a bowl of red liquid, and 2 handcuffs. Officers also found the cayenne pepper and honey paste. A second search warrant was signed for any and all cell phones, computers, tablets, laptops, and surveillance or other electronics that might have recorded what was going on in the home. A third search warrant reveals that the 10 and 12-year-old children were officially determined to be malnourished by medical professionals at the hospital. This week, though, we also saw another major development in the case as Hildebrandt voluntarily surrendered her professional therapy license. The Utah Division of Professional Licensing says they have been working with Hildebrandt's lawyer, Douglas Terry, to secure the license since Hildebrandt's arrest back on August 31st. According to court documents, Hildebrandt was first licensed as a clinical mental health counselor in Utah in 2005. By 2012, she'd started Connections Classroom online, and right now, that website is still live. Hildebrandt, who is a devout Mormon, offered several different programs for individuals and couples. Several former clients and patients of Hildebrandt have now come out against her.
Yeah, well, listen here, Lottie. They could get out early as this year, 2026. These women could be free this year. It's crazy. The one girl is trying to say, oh, she had so much power over my brain and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, they look like they were pretty close. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. And her methods. Law and Crime Network spoke with Adam Steed, a Utah.
What'd you say, Big M?
No, I was just saying that they look very, very close.
Yeah, like, one of them had a husband. And then they say they even refer to them still as close friends, and I'm like, yeah, okie dokie. But watch out, you say the body language. Watch the way they interact with each other and look at each other and smile at each other and shit. I just don't get it, and I still am disappointed. Some people were paying more than their mortgage to this lady, yo.
Yes. The man who he ended up losing his daughter now because he wanted to, the Mormon face.
Yeah. She was telling everybody that like everything was an addiction. If you had
Porn was an addiction, yeah.
Everything she said if you watched, as a man, if you watched Orn one time a year, you had an addiction. If you even had an LGBT thought, you had an addiction.
And what about the guy she had put on the sexual on the list because he liked to watch porn?
Oh yeah, and then she tried she tried to say this bitch tried to say that being part of the LGBT community was the same thing as being a PDF file. What? Lottie says that ain't gonna happen. Any family of them kiddos gonna be there because they have be notified. Man, again,
But I don't think they're gonna get off, and because she's still saying that it was the kids' fault.
Yeah,
the kids shouldn't be around other kids. They're demonic.
Yeah, what kind of grown ass person can call a kid demonic? And yeah, she is. She will not take accountability.
But my thing is I'm sorry to interrupt you. But my thing was that they had this little boy believing that it was okay, and he was hurt because he was being bad.
Yeah, he was like, I got in trouble because I'm evil, and I was like, this poor boy, like they had this little boy sweating so much it had calcium buildup on this trampoline, y'all. Diabolical.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. All right, let me roll the clip. Keep rolling it.
Man who helped get Hildebrandt's license temporarily suspended in 2012. Steed was recently married with one child and another on the way, attending Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, when his bishop recommended he go to marriage counseling with his wife. He says Hildebrandt discussed personal details about him without his permission with leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Steed spoke with Anjanette Levy for Law and Crime Network's Sidebar podcast.
Jodi Hildebrandt's more sophisticated than a normal person in a lot of ways. She evolved into what she became. She would put us in a phase 1. There's phase 2 and phase 3 of the particular group she was in at the point. And phase 1, it wasn't very intense. It was lighthearted and fun. And, you know, think of like a PG movie or something, and a lady that's just charismatic and fun and teaching these principles about delusion, denial, and all this kind of stuff. Codependency, using small examples in people's lives where they didn't realize they were in this state, and the whole room laughing about it. That was phase one. And it was, you know, couples, all happy couples, thinking they were with this incredible lady. You know, when she separated the couples into all women and all men groups, then after she gained everyone's trust, then really bad things began to happen. And what's different in my case is that when I chose to leave this like cult-like group, Jody tried to punish me, and she worked through BYU Honor Code office and legal measures to try to hurt me. And I have the emails between my ex-wife and her planning out all this stuff, talking about what the real issues in our marriage were, and then them evolving that into something drastically different with allegations that would totally destroy your life. And how that evolution happened from what they originally were like is just astounding. I had to come forward because when I heard that they were doing the same thing to those little kids that they did to me to hide their crimes, it was totally predictable. And I knew my records would just completely show the world the truth of how dangerous this lady really is. And clients that are close to her that are probably not really good people in the first place, but that she enhances their abilities under her guidance to do incredibly criminal things.
Law and Crime Network also sat down with Randy Kester, the attorney for Ruby Franke's estranged husband, Kevin Franke. Kester says that after Ruby Franke initiated a separation between the couple, Kevin Franke received counseling from Hildebrand.
During the separation, Kevin was attending men's groups that were facilitated by Jody, and during those groups, he was being downgraded and diminished, and told how bad he was, and that he needed to repent, and that the best way to repent was to not infect his family with his problems, and you know, so that's why you need to stay away. He wasn't the only one in those men's groups that was undergoing exactly what he was undergoing at her suggestion and recommendation.
Just so I get a better idea of what these men groups are, would that be, I mean, what would that entail? They're going to like a group and kind of talking about things? Who are the people who are kind of like laying down the law, so to speak?
Jody. And they were.
So that is Miss Frank, or whatever her name is. That's her husband, and they got a divorce. But he had to read off, like, they were logging everything that they were doing, details. And again, I don't understand how this woman could be such a huge influencer. It's crazy. It's like all these people that can influence go the wrong way, yo. We need someone to go right, not left, y'all. In my opinion.
Were Zoom meetings. I don't think they ever met together personally, even though maybe a sponsor of someone would meet personally, but sporadically.
The Division of Professional Licensing confirmed Hildebrand's license was suspended with limitations for 18 months. Eventually, though, it was reinstated. If all that wasn't enough, a third bombshell revelation left audiences shocked when it was revealed a panic room was found inside Hildebrand's Ivins, Utah home.
Hey, LT, there's a panic room inside the garage. Downstairs, underneath the garage.
Radio recordings from the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department captured the dramatic moments when first responders found it.
He says it's a large room, it's a panic room.
There were even concerns that other children could be inside.
Temple, we've got it, but we can't get into it. My guess is that would be where they're at.
We reached out to the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department for more information about that panic room, but we're told they can't release
Lottie Motti says, what the F? All these are enablers and knew what a psychopath she is and kept quiet. Nah, lock them up. And my man, lock them all up. And again, she's still deflecting. They're, man, the one's trying to blame the influencer, and the influencer says the children are demons. What?
Anything else while the investigation is still open. Both Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke now face 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. They were set to appear in court this Monday for a bail hearing, but that was postponed because of copious amounts of discovery. Right now, they're both being held without bail at the Washington County Jail in southern Utah. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
And she would tell me all the time, if you just confess, I will stop. You confess, I will stop, which is torture. Jodi is, in my experience, one of the most intelligent human beings I've ever come in contact with. She knows exactly what she's doing.
There has been a lot of talk about Jodi Hildebrandt, the disgraced mental health therapist accused of abusing the children of YouTuber Ruby Franke. But now we sit down with her niece, Jessie Hildebrandt, where we hear some chilling allegations of mistreatment. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt. At this point, they're almost household names in the true crime community. The pair were thrust into the spotlight at the end of August when Franke's 2 young children were found in Hildebrandt's residence in terrible condition. To give you an idea, Franke's 12-year-old son escaped from a window, went to a neighbor who called 911, and they saw the boy emaciated and had deep lacerations from being tied up. His 10-year-old sister was found by authorities in similar condition. Hildebrandt, Franke, they were taken into custody. They were each charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse, which, by the way, each charge carries up to 15 years in prison. That's what we're talking about here. Now, we've been focusing so much on Ruby Franke. We want to switch gears and focus now on Jodi Hildebrandt. So Franke's co-defendant and also her business partner at her connections company that provided counseling services to people. And we had the unique opportunity to interview Jodi Hildebrandt's niece, Jessie Hildebrandt. You see, their father is Jodi's brother. And by the way, Jessie uses they, them pronouns. Now, I had this unique opportunity to interview Jessie, and they were not only so generous with their time, but also so open with what happened to them. And really, we want to thank them again for coming on. And there's a lot to get into. So let's get into it. I want to warn you right now, though, that the allegations spelled out by Jessie are very disturbing. All right, let's lay this out. And we're going to start where Jessie started off by explaining how they even wound up living with Jodi Hildebrandt in another state. And they knew that something might be off with Jodi.
So I was 16 years old when I was left in her care. I was typical angry, angsty teenager, very strict family, very letter of the law, very doctrinally influenced upbringing. And I was kind of a wrecking ball, I think, to my family, or at least to my parents, because I questioned things. So I was living in Corona, California. We go to Utah for my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. They had a big party. And I got into a fight with my mom. And I went downstairs, took her phone, and woke up. I fell asleep and woke up to a knock on the door that my parents had left and that I wasn't going with them, and that my life as I knew it was about to change. So it started off with me at my grandparents and at Jodi's on the weekend, and then it quite quickly became me living with her full time.
So imagine that. According to Jessie, their parents essentially gave up on them. And they ended up living with their Aunt Jodi Hildebrandt, who didn't seem to be the nicest person. Ruby Franke's case is being widely covered everywhere right now. In fact, there were over 40 articles published in the last month on her charges alone. And often stories like this, they become sensationalized, and finding objective and balanced coverage
they talk about all this coverage, and maybe I just don't remember. I just don't remember hearing about this one, y'all.
Coverage can be pretty difficult. Well, that's why we're excited to tell you about this app and website by Ground News. So in one place, they combine local and international news and show context, like how factual the reporting practices are and even who owns the entity, so we can compare coverage and get the full picture. For example, on the website, we can see that more than 80% of these sources are highly factual and more than half are media-owned companies. So it's interesting to compare the headlines with this context where we can see how legitimate a source is, who funds them, and how certain word choices can alter our understanding of a story. Ground News is on a mission to hold the media accountable by providing all sides of every story, and we believe what they're doing aligns perfectly with our mission. They even have a feed, it's called the Blind Spot feed, where they highlight stories that are being covered primarily by only one side of the media. We find this tool extremely resourceful, and we think you will too. You can check it out for yourself at ground.news/LCN for free, or subscribe through our link before October 31st for unlimited access, all to support holding the media accountable. The link.
Everything that you say is a lie. Everything that you say is manipulation. You're manipulating everyone around you. You're lying and destroying everyone's life. So for the sake of everyone else's safety, we're duct taping you.
You heard that right. Jesse alleges that Jody duct taped their mouth so that they couldn't speak. Think about that. And as we know, at least one of the Frankie children were allegedly tied up and had these open wounds. So that's kind of an eerie fact right there. But according to Jesse, it also got more physical.
I turned around to walk and she punched me in the back and I fell down onto the ground. She ended up going inside, which in hindsight is like pretty wild that she did that.
Now you might be thinking that's pretty bad, but I want you to listen to this, because Jesse explained that she was forced to sleep outside in the cold.
So I was sleeping outside in the snow. That was another thing. I wasn't allowed to have a bed. I was sleeping in what she told everyone that it was like a mummy bag, Sub-Zero type of sleeping bag. No, it was absolutely not. This was a like $20 Walmart store brand you use at sleepovers kind of sleeping bag, outside in the snow in the middle of winter in Utah. And her justification, because I ended up going to the police, her justification to the police was that she was preparing me for outdoor wilderness therapy. And this was like a kindness to me to give me one more opportunity to confess to sin.
Now, I'll tell you this right now. When I heard that, I thought that this was, again, chillingly, eerily similar to the allegation from Ruby Frankie from years ago that she took her son's bed away for months as a form of punishment. That was a video that went viral as part of her 8 Passengers YouTube channel. People really honed in on that, thought it was a...
Did y'all hear that? So that a video went viral already showing signs, and I guess people thumbs up that shit, I guess. Wow.
Form of abuse. That's when they started contacting authorities. And when I heard that from Jesse, just clicked. Eerie coincidence, similarity. But I have to tell you that in my conversation with Jesse, one of the saddest things was how they perceived what was happening to them.
And my own perception of what was happening was so like messed up and skewed. And I didn't even understand, again, like what was going, there was like a part of me that knew that that was wrong, that what Jody was doing. But when everyone around you says it's okay, when everyone around you, because people saw right. The abuse happening and did nothing.
Dang. She said everybody around her knew. That's sad. And that's why people don't come forward, y'all.
They did nothing. And when you are passive, when you are a passive observer of abuse, you are unintentionally saying, this is okay. That is what you're telling the victim.
We've seen this before in these kinds of cases where abusers make the victims feel like it was their fault and they did something wrong. Now, again, these are allegations at this point, but again, that's just something we've seen in the past. And Jesse would say, as you just heard, that there were opportunities to stop this, but no one helped them. Now, things at the Hildebrand home eventually became so dire that Jesse felt they had no choice but to run away. But it wasn't so simple. Jesse told me that there were multiple times they tried to run away. They once went to a neighbor's house in a move reminiscent of what Ruby Frankie's child did, but the outcome was very different.
So I ran away to my neighbor's. Jody did find me, and this neighbor was like, look, you're a minor. I have to tell her that you're here. I don't want to. And this neighbor also was like very straightforward with Jody, saying that she didn't believe anything that she was doing was correct. And so then I was, when I would go to Jody's work with her.
Y'all, again, this woman was a big life coach and influencer and had a lot of followers. It's like, wow. Again, you never ever know. Do your research, y'all. And again, I would highly recommend watching that documentary. It is The Evil Influencer, y'all, on Netflix. But this is gonna be it for tonight, and y'all be smooth and cool. But again, I would go watch that on Netflix. I highly recommend it, and we'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Remember, it's all love. It's all love. Definitely, it's definitely worth it, Shell Baby. It's a good one. It's Evil Influencer on Netflix, y'all. Salute, salute, y'all. Be smooth now.